is a studio location of multiple studios that are around DC. And I just didn't read the directions right. So I had to drive those 15 minutes. When I made it to the location, I walked up to the door. I was at the right location. I saw bodies moving and sweating, practicing yoga, of course. I saw mats on the floor. I reach out to pull the handle, and then the door doesn't open. You know why? Hey y'all, welcome back to Holistic Flow. I am your girl Lolo, and in this video I'm going to be taking you all through my 30-day head wrap challenge. Now this is going to be a vlog style. Today is December 2nd, Saturday, December 2nd, and I wanted to share this journey because I recently started getting signs that I need to wrap my hair a lot of you all may have seen the live stream that I did back in November with the digital loctician here on YouTube. We had a great conversation. We had an awesome conversation. Among some of our conversation, we talked about wrapping your hair, and hair is protection. Your locks are protection. Your locks are can be a magnet for positivity. It can also hold positive and negative energy, and when we wrap our hair or cover our crown, it is a sign of we're stabilizing ourselves, we're protecting ourselves. And I'm just gonna go right into it because as this is only the second day that I'm wearing head wraps, and I actually have to get used to seeing myself in head wrap. This is the head wrap that I have on today. You all will see a video soon of how I did this head wrap. This is actually a turtleneck. This is a black turtleneck, but anyways, I'll do a video on it. I wanted to get into this because today was a prime example of how your locks can protect you from places that you don't need to be, protect you from harm. Let's get into the story. I planned today. I'm a big planner. I also love to attend yoga classes. I am a yoga teacher, but I'm just as much of a student as I am a teacher, classes, workshops, and I have a mentor yoga teacher who I met when I was getting my yoga teacher certification. Since then, he has taught me a lot about the foundations of yoga, philosophy, and how to be a stronger and more confident teacher. As a part of my practice, I'm very strong in arm balancing. That's basically any time that you have your feet up in the air higher than your arms. Arm balances and inversions such as headstand, they make me feel fearless, like I'm just defying gravity and just being strong, and he really is strong in that. For a long time, I would say if you have a workshop on arm balances and inversions, I'm going to make sure that I'm there. I'm waiting for it. So I feel like I had manifested this, and I said that about last year. So I believe it was the end of October, I saw that he was finally having a arm balance and inversions workshop. I said I gotta sign up for it. I actually work as a yoga teacher at a studio in my area, and I actually tentatively set a date for a workshop that I was gonna do today, but because he was having his workshop today, I moved my date of my workshop so that I could be at his workshop. And that's just I'm just so dedicated to coming to his practice because that's how good I think that his teachings are, etc. None of the day went as planned. I first today woke up through a text message from my friend saying that, you know, we weren't going to do hang out today, and that's totally fine because she has some other plans. The next plan was I was going to go to my workshop. Now the workshop is in DC, and I live about a 50-minute drive from DC. It takes me about an hour, so I leave an hour and 30 minutes before to make sure I get there early. I drive, so in DC the parking is crazy. I make sure that I can get there early enough to find a park and then walk 7 minutes to the actual studio. So unfortunately, once I got there, I was at the wrong location. So I had to walk the 7 minutes back to my car and hopefully drive 15 more minutes to the right location, because the studio is a studio location of multiple studios that are around DC. and I just didn't read the directions right. So I had to drive those 15 minutes. When I made it to the location, I walked up to the door. I was at the right location. I saw bodies moving and sweating, practicing yoga, of course. I saw mats on the floor. I reach out to pull the handle, and then the door doesn't open. You know why? Because the doors were locked. And I said, oh, I cursed. I did, because I was slapped in the face. I felt bamboozled. All in all, I just felt like it was like an ego dump. So the instructor, being my mentor, I texted him afterwards, and he texts back a couple hours later after I had went home. And he says, well, I'm sorry that you missed the workshop, because this is actually my very last day teaching at the yoga studio. And yeah, I think that for a minute, it took me a while to realize that a lot of things that we plan to do but don't get to do, it may take a dump on our ego, but it may also be God's protection. Most likely it is God's protection, because why wouldn't it be God's protection if you have something in your heart that you desire to do, but somehow, the universe, God, whatever, does not let it happen. I was upset. I'm still kind of upset because nothing in my day went as planned, but that's okay though. It's okay. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed the rest of the video. Let me just throw that and let y'all sit on that. Like the video, comment down below what you got out of the story. Hope you enjoy the rest of the vlog. Let's get into it. All right, so I previously recorded a video of something that happened at the time that it happened, and it was the evening of December 14th, but I don't have the clip from there because it's not loading. So I'm re-recording what happened. So I'm just gonna re-record what happened on December 14th. So this is day 14 of my Headwrap challenge. It's not really a challenge, it's just a journey. So I should really call this Headwrap journey, my 30-day Headwrap journey. That evening, or actually it was in the morning, because I woke up at 3:33 a.m. and I have a screenshot of the actual video when I recorded it at the time and what time it was. But the dream is the crazy part. I was having a dream that I was driving a car. I'm not sure where I was going, but I was driving my car, and in the middle of the street, I went to go brake to stop at a stoplight. And it was like a 4-way stoplight. And I was on a 3-lane road, main road. I went to go slam on the brakes, but like the brakes had disappeared from the car. And then the steering wheel disappeared. The brakes were gone, the steering wheel disappeared, and I was panicked. At the time, I woke up because that was like a really scary dream for me. At the time, I'm recording this later after that night. But at the time, I remember feeling out of control. And it's something, sometimes you go through things in your life where you're like, you have dreams. I'm not sure if you dream a lot. I dream. Some people don't have that many dreams, or they don't make sense, but all my dreams pretty much make sense. They're things that can happen and have happened in real life. And probably one of my gifts comes through interpreting things through dreams. For those past nights, I had been waking up in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. That night, it just happened to be 3:33 a.m. And if you know numerology, that's the number of completion and restoration. But I learned during that time to not really be so quick to interpret what's going on. Like, don't be so interpretive to look up like, oh, 3:33, like what's going on in my life, like what angel is protecting me. It's good to know, it's good to have peace around those things if you need to search for that peace. But for me, it's not like I had to search for the peace. It's just like being still in the moment. So when I woke up, I recorded the video that I'm re-recording now because I don't have the original footage, unfortunately. I recorded the video because I wanted to, well, first of all, the first thing I did was I think I journaled my experience, and then I prayed. And my prayer was that I'm not anxious, I'm not afraid, I'm not worried, because I trust God. And like whatever I'm trusting God in this season is going to be for me. And it's always in hindsight that you uncover the meanings of such dreams, because I have dreams, repetitive dreams, all the time that definitely mean things, and I play out certain scenarios in my dreams that I don't get to play out in real life. And sometimes I work through the inner happenings of life and the deeper woven things of life through my dreams. And that's how I, kind of fight them battles. So I just wanted to share that. I also went to coffee the other day. I don't have the receipt, so I don't know if it's believable, but it happened. I went to Starbucks. Okay, here's the story. I went to Starbucks and there was a certain balance left on my gift card. It was maybe $5 or $6 left on my gift card, and the remaining balance I paid in cash, because I always have cents in my coin purse, and the remaining balance was actually $3.33 exactly. I'm not even kidding, $3.33. And that was the other day on Saturday. So yeah, I see numbers in my dreams too, so just look out for those type of things. God shows signs in so many different ways, like the divine workings of life show their signs in so many different avenues, and you can choose to see them, or you can just look back past them. So yeah, that's what I learned. Enjoy the next clip. Hello. Hey y'all, what's up? I really haven't been too interested in documenting this. I shouldn't say interested, but there's so much that's going on in the background that I'm still processing throughout this whole month. Honestly, this month has been really, really rocky, and I just remember in the month of November asking God, what should I fast from? It's usually either some combination of food and maybe technology, definitely social media, and he was just saying, cover your head, and that's really it. And of course I cut out other things too. I did cut out Netflix, Hulu watching or binging or whatever, music with lyrics in it, things of that nature. Not really food wise, but that's just what resonated with me. Cover your head. And now I see I'm learning a lot within these past 3 weeks. It's only been 3 weeks in this month, but this month has been super intense. And one of my friends who I meet with, we meet every Saturday and just chit chat in a cafe and talk. I was telling her about some of the things that I was experiencing already in this month. Some of them being my patience being tested. I'm usually a very calm person. My patience is being tested. I had an argument with somebody earlier this month, and I don't argue with people, I just don't. And that was very out of character for me. I've just been tested in ways through dreams, through decisions that I'm reflecting on that I made earlier this year that I honestly have some regrets on. And I usually don't really have regrets. I just, decisions are decisions and choices are choices, and they have repercussions, not really consequences, but they do have repercussions, meaning it's not about it being a bad or good decision. It's about, does that decision serve you or not? And the intention with what you put out, you will get right back. So one of the main things that she told me was that, what if all of the rest of the year has been soaked up into your hair? Basically all the feelings and emotions and just things that you went through, instead of it being absorbed emotionally through your body, through your mind, I guess, it's absorbed through your hair. And I was like, whoa. And she was like, yeah. And like, now that you have your head wrap on, it's being shown through you because your crown is covered, and now you're left to just simply deal with it emotionally. And I was like, oh, that's deep. Like, yeah, I agree. And one of the main things I'm continuing to relearn is that a lot of people are simply unhappy with their lives, and once they can see themselves in a position in the future, they say, I want to get to this job, or I want to get this place, or I want to be in this scenario. And once I get there, or I want to have this amount of money, or I want to have this amount of stability, or I want to be an entrepreneur in this capacity, and once I get there, then I'll be happy, then I've arrived. But it's like we fail to realize that if we're not happy, if we don't choose happiness in this present moment, then we won't choose happiness when we get there, because the external circumstances aren't what's making us happy or sad. It's what we choose to do with our external circumstances. It's the same thing, the opposite thing. Life is 90%. Sorry, let's say it this way. Life is only 10% what happens to you. The other 90% is how you choose to react to what happens to you. Let me say that again. Life is only 10% of what happens to you. It's 90% how you choose to react what happens to you. 90% of your life is about how you choose to respond to the things that life throws at you. One of the main themes of this month is control what you can't control. And there are a lot of things I'm realizing I can't control that I wish I could. And control is something that I struggle with. That's probably why I had that dream of my car driving in it, and the brakes and the steering wheel disappeared, because that's just a sign that I need to surrender everything that I feel like I want to control, because right now I feel a huge burden on my shoulders of something that's going on in the background. And you know, the higher up you climb on whatever ladder it is, social ladder, financial ladder, career ladder, all the growth that you're looking towards gaining, you're going to climb higher and higher, which is awesome, which is great, which is amazing. You're reaching towards your potential, right? But just know that the higher you climb, the thinner the air is going to be up there. Just know that the higher you climb, the thinner the air is going to be up in the atmosphere, and the less people there's going to be around you to honestly experience it with you. When they say it's lonely at the top, it's freaking lonely at the top. But that's not to discourage growth. It's just simply put that if we don't find a way to ground ourselves in the present moment right now in our current situation, then how are we going to look towards the future and say, I want this future endeavor, I want to gain this amount of growth, and when I gain that amount of growth, then I'm going to be happy? There's no way, because if we haven't learned how to be stable now, when we get there, the air is going to be thinner. There's going to be less support from your external circumstances, and if you're depending on your external circumstances to make you feel better, to comfort you, you're going to crash and burn. Whatever ladder you climbed, you're going to fall right off back to the bottom where you were. And that's kind of like the theme that keeps coming back up for me, is that you have to find a way to ground yourself in the present moment. Whatever stuff is going on in your life, whatever stuff is going on around you, you can choose to let it affect you, or you can choose to soak it all in, or you can choose to process it. However, respond differently than repeating it to yourself. We hear bad news every single day. We also hear some good news. The news that you believe is going to be the news that you choose to repeat to yourself. Our mind doesn't believe what other people tell it. Our mind believes what we tell ourselves based upon what other people have told us, or what other events or other things have told us. Know that. So hope this vlog doesn't get too long. It's just really a long talking video, isn't it? Maybe I'll include some of my trip with my family that we're going on next week for the holidays. So just know that.
down she goes. She was doing so good. She was doing so good. She down. That's her right there on the ground. Girl, this thing is hilarious. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Here she come. Here she come. Down she goes. She almost had it. Here she go. Here she go. Here she go. Girl, it's raining out here too. There she is. She made it to the bottom.
Hey y'all, today is the 28th. It has been an interesting month to say the least. Oh, by the way, I was home pretty much all day today, and I also washed my hair, so I don't have it on a head wrap now because I wanted my hair to dry. But when I went out to Target earlier, I wore a head wrap. So throughout this month, I really noticed that this has been a test of my sense of worth without the physical aspects. Pretty much, how do I feel when vanity is removed from the situation? What I mean is that I feel like throughout this month, because I've been wearing head wraps, I've been less seen by people. Like, if that makes sense. Most people, when they first see you, they see like your physical aspects first. Your eyes, your smile, your hair. And those are things that indicate like beauty, especially for women. I feel like, especially for women, hair is a huge thing. So hair can often be like what you attach your sense of worth to, because your sense of beauty is attached to it. And I noticed even more so this month. It's been a test of like, do I still feel like I'm as beautiful with my hair covered? Because when I go out, it is a different response from others. I get less looks. And I know y'all, I know I benefit from privilege. I know what it's like to benefit from that for most of my life. So I noticed that with my hair covered, it's a different experience of getting less looks when I'm out in public, or getting less attention, not just from the opposite gender, but just from everybody. And it has tested my sense of like, oh, am I as beautiful? Am I as good looking or attractive with my hair covered? And I really wonder that for real. So I would urge everybody to try this challenge, this 30-day head wrap challenge, because it's day 28. And throughout the whole month, I've stayed with my head wraps on, and I really enjoy wearing my head wraps. Honestly, I hope that, that brand, You Go Natural, please do sponsor me, because I would get that head wrap in every single color. I'm telling y'all, that is my absolute favorite one. If you haven't seen the head wrap video that I made of different head wrap styles to do, the link is in the pinned comment, the link is in the pinned comment, but it's going to be in the card as well. And that's the one I've been wearing recently, but I just wanted to share that. I will give a review after the full 30 days, which will be in 2 more days. Other than that, if you celebrate holidays, I hope you had a happy holidays. All right, so hey, this is the end of the 30-day head wrap challenge. It is January, but by the time that you all see this, it'll probably be the middle of January, or maybe even February, I don't know. But as you can see, I still have on a head wrap today, even though it's after the head wrap challenge, quote unquote, because I realized that I enjoy wearing head wraps. The benefits for me, especially in the winter time, it's cold. I don't want my locks getting caught on my jacket, zipper, or in any type of Velcro or anything. Head wraps are so protective in so many ways than just one. Physically, mentally. I feel like this month was more, or last month really, was more of a test than a grounding. I expected to consistently feel more grounded and more at peace. I actually felt more tested than anything, tested with my sense of pride and vanity. I didn't notice or realize how much pride or self-esteem was attached to my hair until I started wearing head wraps every single day. And throughout this whole month, I felt less seen. I felt like there might have been, like, people notice me less. I know that I get attached to, or I am attached to, the beauty of locks. And that is perceived by other people too. I feel like other people perceive that locks are beautiful, and that just debunks the whole stereotype of locks not being as attractive, because I feel like it's actually the opposite. I feel that throughout the whole month it really tested how my self-esteem was. If God forbid, I'm not thinking about cutting off my locks at all, but God forbid I cut my locks off tomorrow, like, would I feel the same about myself? Because hair is just hair, but at the same time it's not hair. It's a balance. Spiritually, I feel after wearing head wraps for a while, I think it's all about balance. Yes, it does ground me, and I wore my head wraps a lot when I practice yoga and meditate. I currently haven't seen a difference in between when I practice yoga and meditate without a head wrap on and with a head wrap. Some people say that they feel more grounded when they wear a head wrap when they meditate, especially, which makes more sense because heat rises to the top, energy rises to the top toward the crown chakra when you meditate. So I personally haven't seen much of a difference in that. All in all, I will keep wearing head wraps consistently, probably not every single day, but I enjoy wearing it, and I feel like in more ways than one it protects me. So let me know if you try this challenge. Also, if you tried it before, what did you learn the most out of it? Or if you wear head wraps daily, why do you wear head wraps? What's the difference that you noticed before wearing head wraps daily and afterwards? I would love to know in the comments. Tag You Go Natural, because hopefully they can sponsor me soon. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, I'm sending peace your way, love your way, and joy to you, your family, and your friends. All right, y'all. Peace.